I used to think that I wasn't creative. And now I know the reason for that, why I didn't think I was. But I'm going to address that later in the video. I'm going to just start it off here with the main purpose of this video is you have to be aware of how much content you consume, because it's really unhealthy for you to consume too much. Really, to consume too much of anything is unhealthy, you know. It says in the Bible, you know, it doesn't say don't ever drink. It says don't drink too much. It says the deacons are not to drink too much wine. It doesn't say deacons are not to drink, you know. So, you know, don't do too much. Too much of anything is bad for you. Too much water will kill you. You know. And we're made up of water, you know, so too much of anything is bad for you, period. But particularly in media and content, when you're always consuming something, you feel maybe a little weird. You just feel a little off sometimes. You can't concentrate. You always have something going in your mind, you know. If you ever try and concentrate on something, you know, it just doesn't. You just feel a little weird. You always feel like you have to have some sort of content, some music, or be watching something, you know. And that's because it's stimulating to your brain, and you get overstimulated. Humans get overstimulated very easily nowadays, because back in the day, it took a lot, you know. In order for somebody to get some satisfaction, they have to go do a whole page of homework, and then you're like, oh, I'm done, I feel satisfied, you know, do a hard day's work, oh, I'm satisfied. Now you just go on TikTok, you know, oh, dopamine, you know, and that's it, you're good. So, you know, it's a lot easier to become not only stimulated but overstimulated, you know, so in today's society. And but anyway, so with that, you know, you just got to be careful of it, because if you're overstimulated, you're always in taking thoughts. You'll never actually have time to think, and your body needs to think. That's why I said sometimes you just feel funny and you can't concentrate, because you just need time for your mind to think and subconsciously process thoughts. And if you don't give it that time, then naturally you'll just feel a little weird, and you won't be able to concentrate, because now your brain, whenever you try and concentrate, oh, finally I'm not being bombarded with stuff. Now I have stuff backed up from 4 days that I need to try and think through. Oh, you know, it's like, well, of course you can't concentrate. Your brain has too much stuff to think about, you know. So for example, stuff like meditation is very good, very healthy, because when you meditate, you think, and your conscious is concentrating on something, but then your subconscious also, it gives it time to just blankly process, just, you know, like. And that's why even like nowadays, because back in the day people used to get it. I heard Healthy Gamer did a good breakdown on this. Back when you used to do physical labor, you would just, you know, do the physical labor, but there wouldn't be music or anything, you know. And so you'd just be doing the labor, and consciously you'd be doing that, but subconsciously your mind would be processing stuff, you know. But now you're listening to music, so your conscious and subconscious is taking stuff in. It's always taking something in. So now it's like, you know, your mind never has time to process anything. So I believe, you know, something even I struggle to do, but I know I keep all the things that I look for. It leads me to the same answer. I know what I have to do. We all know what we have to do a lot of the time. I know what I have to do is meditate. And the thing is, your mind will run as far from that as possible, because if you've tried it, you know that it's not stimulating at all. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's resisting the urge to stimulate, you know, yourself, your brain, and all that. You know, you have a thought come, and then you go and get rid of it, and it's like, oh, I can't even do this, and it's like, oh my goodness. You know, because your brain is always seeking out the most dopaminergic path. You know, that's why it's so easy to just go on TikTok. That's why you're thinking about it in the back of your mind when you're trying to concentrate. It wants that dopamine hit. So when you go and you meditate and you do mindful things, you know, it helps to sort of break that down and to undo the damage of high dopamine dopamine overstimulation in today's era. But you know, I mean, in essence, I mean, this isn't a hard concept to grasp, really. I mean, there's other content out there, you know, dopamine detox and all that stuff, you know, but it don't take all day to tell you, so probably a video won't be much longer than this, you know. I'm wrapping it up, because I mean, it's simple. A video summary: be careful of how much stuff you watch, because it can be overstimulating. Take time to do nothing, to sit quietly, you know, and let your mind process stuff. You don't even have to necessarily at the beginning, because I know, and even I don't do it, sit quietly a lot, which is meditation basically. But I do go, and I, like, when I drive, rather than listening to music, I just sit and have these great and elaborate thoughts, you know. That's why a lot of my videos are in the car, because I'll sit and, you know, and I think of these thoughts for days, and then I come and I put them on the camera. And then I think that's it. Just sit and, you know, and then I'm sure, you know, if you want to really get into it, you know, you can look up how to meditate and stuff like that, dopamine detox, and if you want to know more in the science of it. But I just want to bring this concept out and make you aware of it, that it's beneficial. Oh yeah. But anyway, you know, if you liked the video, please like. If you know anybody that would benefit from the video, tell them about it. Always check out the TikTok, you know, and just check out my other channel, True Vintage. That's where I go thrifting and, you know, talk about history and all stuff like that. But anyway, have a nice one.